Good morning, students. This video is for the students of class 9, subject science, chapter number 15, that is improvement in food resources. It's your lecture number 1. So, topics to be discussed in today's lecture are food crop, types of crops, and crop variety improvement. Under crop variety improvement, we would be discussing about hybridization and genetic modification. So let's start with today's lecture. We know that all the living organisms need food, right? So food is basically the basic necessity of all living organisms. Okay, now what does food supply? Food supplies carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals, all of which we require for body development, growth, and health. Okay, this you know very well. So, what are the sources of our food? Plants and animals. These are our major sources of food. And from where do we get this food? We get most of our food either from agriculture or animal husbandry. Okay, so in this chapter, we will be discussing in one part agriculture and in second part animal husbandry. Now let's start with agriculture. What is agriculture? Agriculture is the process of growing of plants in an organized way for obtaining food. Okay, the plants or the crops, they are being grown in an organized way. Okay, and why? For what purpose? For obtaining food. Okay, so this process is called as agriculture. Before starting discussion in the detail, first of all, we shall discuss about various revolutions. Okay, first is Green Revolution. What is this? This Green Revolution, it has contributed in increasing the food grain production. Okay, it is related to the production of food grains. Next revolution is White Revolution. This white revolution, it has led to the better availability of milk. Okay, so this white revolution is related to the milk production. After that, blue revolution. Blue revolution, it has led to increase in production of fishes. Okay, the production of fishes, that is related to blue revolution. And the last revolution is yellow revolution. This yellow revolution, it has led to increase in production of oil. Okay, the oil production, it is related to yellow revolution. So these are some of the revolutions you should know. Improvement in crop yields. Okay, you know about the food crops. Now what does this food crop provide? I discussed right now that food crop, it provides or gives us carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Now the question arises, what are the sources of food that provide us carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals? Okay, first is cereals. Cereals such as wheat, rice, maize, millets and sorghum, they provide us carbohydrate. Okay, the cereals are rich in carbohydrates. And why they are needed? They are needed for energy purpose. Okay, this was about carbohydrates. Second is pulses. Pulses, they provide us proteins such as gram, pea, pigeon pea means arhar, lentil means masoor. They are rich in proteins. And why they are needed? For growth and development. Okay, so this was about proteins. Now coming to fats. Oil seeds, they are rich in fat. Okay, what are the examples of oil seeds? Such as soya bean, groundnut, sesame, castor, mustard, linseed and sunflower. They all are rich in fat. Okay, they provide us fat. And next is vitamins and minerals. What are the sources of food which provide us vitamins and minerals? These are vegetables, spices and fruits. They provide us a range of vitamins and minerals. In addition to the small amount of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. Okay, the vegetables, spices and fruits, they contain a small amount of carbohydrates, proteins and fats also. Okay, and the last that is very interesting, fodder crops. The fodder crops like berseem grass and oats, they are raised as food for the livestock. Now, what are the types of crops? On the basis of seasonal variations in India, the crops are classified into two categories. What are those two categories? First is Kharif crops. Second is Rabi crops. What are Kharif crops? The crops which are grown in the rainy season from the month of June to October. They are called as Kharif crops. Okay, now what are the examples of Kharif crops? Examples are paddy, cotton, soya bean, maize, etc. They all are Kharif crops. Next is Rabi crops. Rabi crops are the crops which are grown in the winter season. Okay, from the month of November to April. These are called as Rabi crops. Now, what are the examples of Rabi crops? Examples are wheat, gram, peas, mustard, etc. They all are Rabi crops. Now you can easily differentiate between Kharif crops and Rabi crops. Just make a table and write down at least 3 differences between them. Now this improvement in crop yield, it is divided into 3 categories. Okay. Activities like crop variety improvement, crop production improvement and crop protection management. They help to increase the crop yield. Okay, these are the 3 activities which help in increasing the yield of the crop. Now, we will study these activities in detail one by one. First activity is crop variety improvement. What is this activity? The main aim of this practice is to find out a variety of crops which can withstand different situations or conditions like high soil salinity, water availability, etc. and can give a good yield. Okay, what is the main aim? It is to find those variety of crops which are able to stand different conditions like the availability of water or high soil salinity. And these variety of crops which are able to stand these conditions, they give a good yield. Now students, there are some techniques which are used for incorporating desirable characters into the crop varieties. What are those two techniques? First technique is hybridization and second technique is genetic modification. These two techniques, they are used for introducing the desirable characters into crop varieties. Now, let us study these techniques in detail one by one. Now, let us discuss about them in detail. First is hybridization. What do you mean by hybridization? Hybridization, it refers to crossing between genetically dissimilar plants to produce new type, that is hybrid. What happens? There are two genetically dissimilar plants, okay, and the crossing takes place between these two plants. As a result of crossing, a new hybrid is formed. Okay, this process is called as hybridization. Okay, now this crossing, it may be of three types. Either it is intervarietal or interspecific or intergeneric. Now what is intervarietal? Inter means between, varietal means varieties. When the crossing takes place between different varieties, it is called intervarietal hybridization. Okay. Next is interspecific. Inter means between, specific means species. Okay. When the crossing takes place between two different species, but they should be of the same genus. Okay. The crossing takes place between the two different species of the same genus. Then that is interspecific hybridization. Last is intergeneric. Inter means different. Generic means genera. So, when the crossing takes place between different genera, that crossing is called as intergeneric hybridization. So, are you clear about the first technique of crop variety improvement? That is hybridization. Now, coming to the second technique, that is genetic modification. This genetic modification, it involves the introduction of gene. Okay, a gene is introduced. Now, what is gene? It is a fragment of DNA. Okay, DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, when the fragment of DNA it is introduced, that is genetic modification. So genetic modification involves the introduction of a gene, that is DNA fragment, that would provide the desired characteristic. Okay, whatever the characters are desired, that genetic modification, it helps us through the introduction of the gene. Okay, and this technique, it results in genetically modified crops. Okay, so this is the second technique of crop variety improvement, that is genetic modification. Now, the question arises, what are the factors for which variety improvement is done? Okay, what are those factors? The first factor is high yield. It means to increase the productivity of the crop per acre. Okay, that is higher yield. The crop variety improvement, that is hybridization or genetic modification, it is done to increase the yield. Second factor is improved quality. Means the quality consideration of the crop products vary from crop to crop. Okay, now for example, baking quality in wheat or protein quality in pulses or oil quality in oil seeds, they are improved. Okay, so this is also one of the factor for which crop variety improvement is done. Next factor is biotic and abiotic resistance. The production of the crops, it can go down due to biotic resistance such as disease, insects, nematodes, pests, etc. Okay, and abiotic resistance such as drought, salinity, waterlogging conditions, especially which are harming the plant. Okay, so that's why variety is resistant to these stresses. It can improve the production of the crop. This is the third factor, that is biotic and abiotic resistance. Fourth factor is reduction in the duration of plant maturity. Okay, means the shorter the duration of the crop from sowing to harvesting, the more economical is the variety. Okay, more the short is the duration, the more is the economic variety obtained. Okay, so this is the fourth factor. Fifth factor is wider adaptability or broad range adaptability. Means developing varieties for wider adaptability, it will help in stabilizing the crop production under different environmental conditions. Okay, there are different environmental conditions. Okay, so these crops, they become adapted to these conditions. One variety can be grown under different climatic conditions in different areas. So this is wider adaptability, that is one of the factor. The last factor is desired agronomic characteristics. Means, for example, tallness and profuse branching. They are the desired characters in the fodder crops. And another example you can take of dwarfness in cereals. Okay, that is also one of the desired agronomic characters. Now, I have one question. Why dwarfness in cereals is a desired agronomic character? Because the less nutrients are consumed by that cereal. Okay, dwarfness, if there is dwarfness in the cereal, the less nutrients will be consumed. So that's why the desired economic characteristic in cereals is dwarfness. So these are the factors for which the crop variety improvement is done. So what is your homework? You will have to do the following questions in your notebook. Question number 1 is, what do we get from cereals, pulses, fruits and vegetables? Question number 2 is, how do biotic and abiotic factors affect the crop production? Question number 3 is, what are the desirable agronomic characteristics for crop improvement? And the last question, question number 4, explain any one method of crop production which ensures high yield. Thank you, class.